Hey folks, Gary here. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope your day is starting off just fantastic. What a great day to be alive. Hey, Wonder Dog. Yeah, what a great day to be alive. Every day we walk with the Lord is a really good day. And tomorrow is Saturday, which is Valentine's Day. So guys, you know what to do. Make sure you take care of that. Hey, Wonder Dog. Yeah, so we've been talking about our tithes and our offerings this week and how they are an act of worship towards God, or they should be a part of our worship to God. We take that from Second Chronicles chapter 9. We looked at that, chapter 7. We looked at that on Sunday morning where Solomon is dedicating the temple to the Lord, and how there's this massive offering that takes place, there's the presence of God, and there's this massive worship that takes place. It's all intertwined together. And I truly believe that when we do give to God, it's an act of worship to God. At least I've experienced that in my own life, and same with Marna. Now, I want to make sure you understand this is not the church is after your money kind of thing. That's a bad reputation that sometimes the church gets, and sometimes it deserves it for some places where they're out to grab all your money. Say, why is the church always after me? We're not, okay? What we're simply doing is taking the tithes and offerings that we already take. You know, when you enter the sanctuary, the plates are there and you drop it in. Taking that, we're moving that to a different part of the service where it's actually a part of the worship service. And I think it's going to be really super cool. So how do you prepare for that? Well, Paul gives us really good advice about that. In 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9, actually 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 7, I got it reversed. Paul talks about that. He says this: you must each decide in your own heart how much to give. And don't give reluctantly or in response to pressure, for God loves a person who gives cheerfully. So each of us decides in our own heart ahead of time how much we're going to do, what we're going to do. I can only tell you from an example for what Mara and I do is that we start at 10%. The tithe just makes sense. That's what a tithe is, and God talks about tithes. So we start at 10%. Whatever first comes in, like you know, when we get a paycheck and you look at the very top number on there, the gross number, we take 10% of that and we freely give it to God. We've been doing that as a family for 38 years. Mara and I both have been doing it long before that, before we got married, each of us individually. But that's like our base. Okay, that's what we start with. But then as God moves on us, we give more and to other things. And God has never left us without. Now, that's personally what we do with that. We trust God with that, and it's a joy to do it. And that's one of the biggest things about this is decide in your own heart. Decide in your own heart. And don't give reluctantly. Don't give under pressure. Don't let someone strong arm you like, oh, hey, you got to give this. I don't want to give this. That's not an act of worship. Is deciding in your own heart how much you want to do, and then trusting God with it. And here's the thing, you can trust God with it. You truly can. You know, I mentioned this in the last video, so yesterday's video, you can look at that if you want, where Marna and I, man, we've experienced God's blessing so much in that. It's not like we haven't had financial issues. It's not like we haven't been in financially trouble, like where things are really, really super tight. But here's the thing, through those times in our life, God was always incredibly faithful during those times, and we never missed offering sacrifices to Him, and He was always faithful in those times where, man, we ate every meal. We never went without. The kids never went without things. We always were able to make our bills, all those things. Even though the financial pressure said you shouldn't have, we could, because God's always covered us. Proverbs 3, 9-10 talks about that, and it says, honor the Lord with your wealth, and with the best parts of everything you produce. And He will fill your barns with grain, and He will fill your vats overflowing with good wine. You can trust Him. It's not that you're going to get rich. I'm not saying that by any means, but you can trust Him with what you offer to Him. There you go. That's the message for today. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow.